The NFL has been chock-filled with fanfare over the past couple of decades.
That's a reverse Hoegler to Miles in the end zone. Touchdown, Mascots.
Let's take a look around the NFL at 5 of the most hated and 5 of the most lovable mascots in the game today. Hated, Chicago Bears, Staley da Bear. While the Chicago Bears are one of the NFL's most historic franchises, its current mascot, Staley da Bear, debuted semi-recently back in 2003. He is, as you might have expected, an anthropomorphic bear, donning a Bears uni and named after A.E. Staley, one of the team's founders way back in 1919. Staley did manage to gain some popularity in the mid-2000s shortly after his debut, uncoincidentally coinciding with the Bears' run under Lovie Smith, during which they were a Rex Grossman away from winning a Super Bowl on the strength of that beastly defense. But in any case, Staley's one of the more hateable mascots in the league, even if he is somehow a 3-time Pro Bowler. Look, I'm just saying, his get-up is uncreative, and God, the look in his eyes is downright creepy. Far and away, one of the worst mascots in the league, filled with some very questionable characters leading the charge on the sidelines. Loved Carolina Panthers, Surpur. When you look around the NFL, there are few mascots with more character than the one, the only, Surpur of the Carolina Panthers. Don't listen to anything Chosen, formerly Robbie Anderson, tells you. Surpur is the cream of the crop.
What's that bear doing?
Like a bear.
Panther.
That's Surpur, bro.
Who?
Surpur.
Not only is he extremely entertaining on game day and trained up on a number of hilarious dances and gimmicks, but Surpur is also very versatile. He regularly switches up his outfit to match the vibe. I mean, heck, he's gone as everything from Santa to a full military camo suit. He even dressed like Fred Flintstone on Halloween one year. Look, I'm just saying, there's a reason that fans, and not just in Charlotte, love this oversized panther. Long live Surpur. Hated, Jacksonville Jaguars, Jackson DeVille. While it's pretty on par for Jacksonville, let's just say that Jackson DeVille's behavior throughout the years has, drawn some ire from fans of other NFL teams. This incident in particular dates back quite a while, but it was pretty egregious. During a timeout in a matchup against the Steelers, the Jags mascot brought a life-size stuffed doll of Pittsburgh quarterback Cordell Stewart onto the field and began beating and stomping on it, just a mere few feet away from the Steelers' offensive huddle. Then he went over to the bench during another timeout and used a Steelers rug and wiped himself in unspeakable places with it. I mean, check out what the normally mild-mannered Steelers owner Dan Rooney said after the altercation. It's just too bad Jack Lambert or Greg Lloyd weren't still playing for our team last year Rooney started. After the stunts their mascots pulled on the field, we would have had to bail those guys out of jail. Then Steelers head coach Bill Cowher reiterated that the incident was essentially burned into his mind. I mean, if that isn't a sign that old Jackson was out of line, heck, I don't know what is. Loved Los Angeles Rams, Rampage. The Los Angeles Rams don't have the most history as a franchise, at least not in the current state, having moved back and forth from a couple of different locations now. That said, they have managed to put forth one of the more popular mascots around the league, that being Rampage the Ram. Starting off with his aesthetic, Rampage has downright striking horns and dons the vibrant team colors, making him a visually appealing symbol for the squad. The cartoonified mountain ram does pretty well to embody all the energy and emotion that the team needs in crunch time too. Rampage has a fairly impressive resume as well, as he was awarded the NFL's Most Awesome Mascot by Cartoon Network's Hall of Game Awards, and was the first NFL mascot to be inducted into the Mascot Hall of Fame back in 2020. Hated, Las Vegas Raiders, Raider Rusher. I don't know what Raiders fans dislike more, the fact that Mark Davis uprooted the team and brought them to Las Vegas, or the mascot that he allows to walk up and down the sidelines on game day. There are just so many cool things that they could have done with the design for this mascot, considering the Raiders' wild and crazy history. And, well, they came up with something extremely flat, to put it frankly. Raider Rusher is as vanilla as it gets in a very terrible way. The Raiders had hundreds of better mascots back in their Oakland days with the get-ups that their diehard fans wore to the games. I'm just saying, how awesome would it have been had they just paid tribute to that part of their history and just based the design on that? But no! Instead, we just get this bland, sterile, and frankly uncanny Raider Rusher. Woof. Loved Pittsburgh Steelers, Staley McBeam. Introduced in 2007 as a part of the team's 75th anniversary celebrations, Staley McBeam represents, Wait, you're never gonna guess it. That's right, the city's rich history in the steel industry. And of course, the whole blue-collar spirit and all that. Come on, were you really surprised? Yeah, no shocker, considering that the Steelers always have a sharp plan intact with everything that they do. But you know, they nailed it with McBeam. Granted, this was selected from a fan contest that included 70,000 people. But, you know, Pittsburgh had the courage to stand by the name and make it official.
You want to defend this?
No, it's a terrible name. It is a porn star name.
It is.
Staley McBeam.
That's exactly
it's a stupid-looking thing, and the Steelers should be better than this.
But hey, they crushed it with the design. The hard hat and rugged demeanor were just a great place to start. But you know, once they gave him that literal steel beam to lug around, yeah, I think he won the hearts of people everywhere. Hated? Dallas Cowboys. Rowdy. Like many aspects of the Dallas Cowboys, Rowdy, the team's mascot, is not exactly a favorite of other fans around the league. And yeah, we're not going to beat around the bush on this one. One of the primary critiques is his appearance. Rowdy, with his oversized cowboy hat, wide grin, and, well, it's just eerily reminiscent over another Cowboys figure that folks are none too fond of Jerry Jones. Imagine the vanity to essentially roll out a mascot version of yourself in front of the entire country and just expect people to accept that. God, only Jerry Jones would try to pull something off like that. Rowdy's game day antics also leave a lot to be desired. To put it simply, he's boring. Very rarely does he seem to bring the energy that is required to fill up AT&T Stadium while the Cowboys are blowing it on the field. Look, I'm sure there are some Cowboys fans that are fond of him, but the train stops there. Loved Washington Commanders, Major Tuddy. Man, there's so many reasons why Major Tuddy has quickly become one of the more popular mascots. Heck, I'd even say probably the most popular characters around the NFL, period. Tuddy has been a major breath of fresh air for one of the league's most historic franchises that has been in desperate need of a breath of fresh air coming out of the calamity that was the Dan Snyder era. I'm not sure who was calling the shots on this one in DC, but hey, Major Tuddy's design hits the mark in a big way in terms of tying it back to the team and the area's identity. He is a military-inspired character. He pays homage to Washington, D.C.'s rich history and the team's connection to the nation's capital. And come on, making him a hog paying tribute to the team's offensive line back in the day that led them to Super Bowl glory? Now that is an awesome move. All that's really left for them now is to stop messing around and change that team name one final time to like the Red Hogs or something. You know, something that ties it back to the mascot there. But whatever. In any case, the magic of Major Tuddy doesn't stop there. His name, Tuddy, a playful nod to scoring touchdowns. Oh, brilliant. Plus, it's just fun to say. That is 2 major boxes checked.
Hated Tennessee Titans, T-Rack. T-Rack, the Tennessee Titans mascot, is not exactly winning over NFL fans across the country. Alright, let's just cut to the chase. T-Rack is a raccoon, and the Titans are straight up grasping at straws to make a connection to Tennessee wildlife and the state animal by putting T-Rack on the sidelines. Look, I get it. It might seem a little logical on paper, but you know, it is just not resonating with fans. And to make matters even worse, though, is that he looks more like a critter rummaging through your trash rather than a fierce symbol of a football team. Which, you know, yeah, he's a raccoon. You know, the fans might accept it if it at least, like, aligned with the team name or something. But, I mean, come on, just randomly throwing a raccoon on the sidelines is downright silly. And because of that, it's made him a bit unpopular amongst the broader collection of NFL fans, especially because of the massive missed opportunity that they have as a team named the Titans. Tennessee could have spun up an awesome caricature of a Titan that electrified the crowds, but instead, all we got was a pesky little raccoon. Yeah, it doesn't exactly exude the power and strength that the team's mythical name really implies. Loved Denver Broncos, Miles. It's been tough sledding for the Denver Broncos and their diehard fan base over the last few years, but lucky for them, their mascot Miles has managed to keep morale as high as humanly possible, considering the current state of affairs in the Mile High City. Miles was developed in the early 1990s, famously making his first public appearance in the 1995 Pro Bowl, as part of the largely failed Team NFL Heroes initiative. For those of you who don't know, this was a line of mascot-like characters created for every team in the league. Most of the characters only lasted like a season or two, but a handful ended up actually being adopted as official mascots by their respective teams. And understandably, Miles was one of the survivors. For all intents and purposes, the integrity of Miles the mascot has been maintained, and the Broncos are all the better for it. He's managed to bring waves of excitement and energy to one of the league's most popular franchises
in recent years. Which, yeah, that's been pretty dang critical during a time when the team has needed a real big boost. But hey, which mascot do you think is the most beloved? Which one do you think is the most hated? What do you think we got right here? Who do you think we got wrong? Let us know in the comment section below. If you like this video and learned a thing or two, clicking the like button helps out a ton, and hey, we appreciate it. If this is your first time coming around to TPS though, well, subscribing is a great idea because we put out videos like this every single day. But as always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.